I'll show you all what I'm working on this morning. I'm attempting to re-wax my plastic right cell foundation. I found a couple different videos out there about this, I think, or at least one by I think John Pluto, where he takes all the foundation out of the frames and dips them in a 5-gallon bucket full of molten wax, does one half, lets them set up, flips around, does the other half. Now, I'm not opposed to that. I haven't tried that, but this is what I'm doing for right now, and we'll. I hope it works because I need these honey supers all to go on hives. I need the bees to accept them. But I'm just using a paintbrush. Got my pot of molten wax here, and I'm just brushing it on. So let me get the camera set down here and put up, and I'll show you how. Like I said, I don't know that this is the best way, but this is how I'm doing it, and we'll just have to see if it works or not. Alright, so camera set up. First thing I'm going to do is go through my foundation here and just make sure there's not too much debris on it, little bits of bugs or spider webs, anything like that. And then just lay it down here in the pan like such, so that if any wax runs or drips, it's going to drip back in the pan. And then just brush it on. Now get a little dip, give it a couple swipes back and forth. It looks like when you first swipe it on, you think, oh man, I lost all my wax in the first touch. But if you rub it back and forth a few times, you'll see the wax start to set up on a lot more cells than you thought you effectively treated. Now, I don't know, if you have to treat every single one. I know from experience that if I let a new sheet of right cells sit out unattended and we have a dearth, the bees will go and strip all the wax off of that foundation. And then when I go to put that piece of foundation in the hive later, they don't accept it. They don't want it because there's no wax on it, and they really don't like the plastic foundation all that much. I only use the plastic to have rigidity when I harvest honey. Like, see, this one's real dirty. I'd rather not re-wax this one, at least not without washing it first. So on this one, I'm going to pop the foundation out. I've got a little stack of foundation over here that's not as dirty. So take a piece like this one here. It's not as bad. Pop it back into that frame. And I'm going to get all my real dirty ones collected up and I'll power wash them. They're dirty just from having brood comb on them. I went through a couple months ago and scraped all the wax off of them, even if they had, they had standing wax. I went ahead and scraped it all off. And I've since melted all that down, and that's what I'm using in my boiler now. You see, I got it set up as a double boiler. So I've got a big pot. It's my big crawfish pot. I got my little wax melting pot inside. And that's just so the wax can stay molten without boiling, and so it doesn't make a massive mess of my turkey pot or my crawfish pot. So, a couple dips on each side, give it a good rub, flip it over, a couple of rubs on the other side. And you can see when it's done here, or when I finished a piece, it's not perfect. There's going to be spots that you miss, but I hope that the bees aren't so picky that they're going to demand, a perfect wax job. But I think y'all can see there now. You can see where this kind of set up kind of thick, but all the rest of them, you can see they've got that new sheen to them. They've got fresh wax on them. So, I think as long as you get, 70-80% of the frame waxed well, I'd hope that they will use the rest of it. But I don't know. Time will tell. Anyway, re-waxing right cell foundation. That's what I'm working on, and I hope it works, because I'm going to take all these out to the farm and get them set up. I'll make another little video about that, going to the farm with the bees.